Sit.
Yes, dear children, you are most welcome to our second lesson, Mathematics Primary 6. Last time we looked at collecting like terms. Today I want to continue to our next topic of algebra. And our lesson 2, we are going to look at removing single brackets. Removing single brackets. Under lesson 2, removing single brackets, I encourage you to remember this in our primary 5 when we're learning about integers. Your teacher taught you that when multiplying integers, for example, when we are multiplying a positive times a positive, what do we get? I think you know that we get a positive. So a positive times a positive, we get a positive. That is knowledge to remember. And a positive times a negative, you know that we get a negative. Then a negative times a positive, you know that we also get a negative. There the negative becomes more powerful. Then a negative times a negative, you were told that it gives us a positive. I want to give you a few examples. For example, when they tell you positive 2 times positive 3, that is a positive times a positive, which will give us, when we multiply these two numbers, we get 6. But 6, remember, a positive times a positive, it must be a positive. And remember that any number written without any sign, it is a positive number. So I can write it as 6, silent. Then if I have a negative times a positive 3, what do I get? According to this knowledge, we shall have a negative 6, because a positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative, so we get a negative 6, and so on and so forth. You can train those signs. Now, coming to our examples using this knowledge, we have our example which says remove brackets and simplify. 1. Positive 2 into x minus 2y. Remember, this x minus 2y is closed in the brackets. So how do we move the brackets? Using the knowledge we've learned above, we said when we multiply a positive times a positive, in this case, x is a positive because it doesn't have any sign. And then 2 takes which sign? A negative. Remember we said a number takes a sign before it. So let's go through that and see. Here we have a positive 2. Brackets, remember under body mass, we said brackets mean multiplication. So we are going to multiply this positive 2 times the x. So we put there the multiplication sign, times x. Yes, like that. Then we still get the same number outside the bracket and multiply it with the next term. That is a negative 2y. So we're getting a positive 2. Where am I getting this positive? This 2 is a positive, so you bring it as it is. Times. Where am I getting the multiplication sign? The brackets. Times a negative 2y. Like that. So we are going to multiply these terms and come up with the single terms. Positive 2 times x. What we get is a 2x. Now, we can write a positive sign or we can leave it without. Now here, we first multiply. First multiply a positive times this negative. What do we get? We shall come up with negative. Positive times negative is negative. Now multiply these terms. What is 2 times 2y? We get 4y. Therefore, in that case, we have concluded removing brackets, and we have positive 2 minus negative y, and that becomes our answer. Lastly, in our example 2, we can be given, example 2, negative 3 into negative y minus 4. Let's remove brackets here and we see. Remember we said negative times negative, what do we get? Positive. So we are getting negative 3 times negative y. Then you get the same number, negative 3 times this negative 4 times a negative 4. Now we simplify that. Negative times negative, remember this one here? It is a negative times a negative. What do we get? We get a positive. So we multiply the terms. 3 times y, we get 3y. Then we come to this. We simplify this also. Negative times this negative. What's the product there? Remember we said negative times negative is a positive. So this gives us a positive here. So this will be a positive. Then multiply the terms here, these numbers. 3 times 4. What do we get? We get 12. So this is 12. So that means we have simplified after removing brackets. We can no longer go any further because these are unlike times. This is 3y, this one has no y, so we cannot add them. So meaning our answer is good. We stop there. Therefore, with these two examples, I hope you answer the questions or the activity that I'm going to give you in our exercise at the back of our lesson notes. Thank you very much. You can do more practice every day. You can contact us to give you more practice or any you've not understood. Thank you very much. See you in our lesson 3. Bye-bye.